What's up, y'all? Welcome to High Noon Racing. Under this torn cover is our 98 Firebird Scoots. It's our Project Fbody. Now, we named this thing Scoots because the idea is it's gonna scoot.
God dang. Looking like the Blair Witch Project up in here. Did you guys hear that? I think I heard an LS. Oh! Alright, mother lickers. Today, we're gonna get it done. Not really, but we're gonna get a little bit more done. We're gonna get to that like 97.6 percentile done. Yeah, that ain't bad. Once we get to 100, that means we are ripping and tearing, son. Today, what we're gonna do, we got some of our steering components in from Trick Chassis. If you guys want to order like a big order from Trick Chassis, reach out to them. Alex, the owner, he'll give you a deal as long as you're ordering like everything in one. If you're doing a whole setup by them, he'll save you a lot of money. So I don't know if y'all knew that. Just something to keep in mind if you're thinking about building a car or a truck or whatever, S10, you know. Reach out to Alex at Trick Chassis. You can tell him I sent you if you want. Either way, doesn't matter. And tell him that you're interested in getting like a whole setup. They could do that when you're ordering a lot of things from them. If you're ordering like onesies, twosies, can't really hook you up, you know. But yeah, the weather's decent. 67 degrees out here in Florida. I'm still waiting on the rear axles themselves. Waiting on those, waiting on axle bearings and seals. And once we get those, we can put the rear axle up under the car, the anti-roll bar under the car, the rear coilovers, and the wheels and tires we got, which are 28 and a half. They might be 28 and a half. I don't remember if I got 28 and a half or 28s. Good for radio prep, you know what I'm saying? Got this bag here because I had the windows down, and every bit of trash, like a big gust of wind came, and every bit of trash in this car just like demonically rose up and started doing all this voodoo stuff, you know, flying around the cab, and this thing covered my face. And I was like, oh! Oh, god dang, we're gonna die. So yeah, I quickly rolled up the window and got it off my face. No accident, thankfully. We're good to go. But yeah, it's stuck in my window until I get to where I'm going. So anyways, I can't take y'all inside work, but I will see you in a minute.
What the hell's we gonna do today? Huh? You don't know? You wanna fight? You wanna go? You want to smoke? Oh, god dang! That wasn't nice. Oh, dang, got me good there. You don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke. Told you didn't want no smoke. Go on, lick your wounds. God dang it. Alright guys, Trick Chassis, the remainder of the steering components came in. Super lightweight steering column. So fixing to bolt this through, you gotta find 3 bolts that fit in them there holes and yeah, bolt it up and connect to the remainder of the components that Trick Chassis set us up with for our manual steering rack there. Alright guys, I'm gonna go dig around, find some bolts. Alright, I got some assorted nuts here for these guys. And then I got some bolts for going through the bulkhead firewall, these guys here. And I'm gonna shove this up in there in that hole over yonder, right there, and zip it in and move it around, see what we got. Well, I hope y'all can see from there. But basically, shove that on through that hole. Alright, I found two that match that weren't overkill for the job here. Them two right there. Ooh. Sounds like it's working hard. It's because it is. Normally I'll put thread locker on stuff like that, but I actually don't have to because there's so much daggone paint built up on these inside on the threads. Kind of acts like a thread locker, which is good enough for me. Now, let's get to them front three. I didn't tighten up those top two all the way. And that's just so I'd have a little bit of play getting these lined up and all started. Beautiful. And now, should be locked in there tight. Okay, let's go down to the other end and start doing linkage stuff, and then we'll worry about the steering wheel. Alright, so we got the easy stuff done. Now we gotta do the more fun stuff, more custom stuff. So these bars, they got in these U-joints, the bars got holes drilled in the end so that you can push or tighten down that Allen key all the way through, then tighten down the nut to lock it in, and that's so this can't come out. Now I'm gonna have to drill and cut one end and then make sure it works before drilling the other end, because really gonna have to try to line it up to make sure I drill in the right spot on the other end. I don't know if I need one more joint. We're gonna try to get away with how I got it right now. Try it like this, where the pipe is at, to down there. Don't know if it's gonna work or not. We should still have plenty of length left, so that shouldn't be an issue. We're gonna eventually weld this fitting to that pipe, because right now the steering wheel would be right about, you know, eye level. And that's not ideal, but I'm gonna try and get this end situated, and then we'll move this back out, cut it, weld that fitting on, and be good to go. So let's see what we can do. First up, I'm gonna drill a hole in this, and then I'll cut it. All right, so this is what we got. And we're gonna hook it up to the bottom one, right there. Thread it in all the way, stick it into the top one hopefully, and kind of check its range of motion, make sure it can turn these wheels, stuff like that, before setting everything in stone. Might need to put a linkage between this somewhere in the middle. We're gonna find that out. So you can see the longer bolt on top, that goes all the way through and then sets on the bottom to lock it in. And this side one's just an additional set screw that'll lock into the side. All right, this side's gonna go over the pipe, get welded to the pipe. Now we gotta see if what we got here is gonna even work. Not sure, but basically put that guy in there like that, and we'll attempt to slide it over this. Looks like I might have had it a little too long. It's okay though, we'll cut off the side we haven't cut a hole in or drilled a hole in yet. Get it all to line up and we'll see what we got. Quick tip for you guys. Trying to get something out with an Allen key. You can put some leverage on it. You put the end of a wrench on it and break it free. Alright, so got everything kind of where I want it. This is lined up with the holes down there. And again, I just feel like there's not enough play in this linkage to get full steer left, full steer right. And the only way for me to know is to tack it on there. So next step is probably going to be sliding the shaft all the way out to where I want it, marking, cutting, and then tacking it on there. So yeah, that's where things start getting interesting. Alright, so we're going to measure our stick out, how much this is sticking out, and it's about 1 3/4 to the end of the pipe that's in there. So we will position this where we want it on the inside, and then we'll mark 1 3/4, cut the excess, tack weld it on there, and see, well, we're gonna have to do a little bit better in tack, and then see what we get for steering. All right, about to be to the point of no return. Let's see how this turns out. All right, so before we go cutting that tube, I'm gonna do one last double check. I mounted the Strange Engineering quick disconnect to the steering wheel. Put my beautiful Trick Chassis badge there, and yep, you best believe we gonna be grinding and painting over that jigs. All right. Oh baby. That'll work. Oh yeah, we're good there. Cannot see the holly where it's at. Steering wheel is right on that holly. See, my vision is like right there. The holly is right up in here. So probably gonna have to change that. And that's no fault of this. That's where steering wheel's at, man. That's the size of the steering wheel and whatnot. But I like it. I'm happy with that. All right, time to do some cutting, welding, and praying. Alright guys, so here's the deal. These joints have a ton of articulation in them, but I'm trying to get the light up. But if you have the end, that end right there where my thumb is, sticking out too far, it'll hit it. But if you move it up, you gain all the articulation you need. So what I'm going to do is very carefully remove like a 1/2 inch off of this or so, and then on the pipe probably remove another 1/4 inch. I got it all shoved up in there right now, so it actually comes out to about there, that 1 3/4 we measured. So I'll probably take another 1/4 inch off of this. It's all jammed up right now, but I'll take a 1/2 inch off of this guy down here and a 1/4 inch off of that, and we'll tack it pretty good and see what kind of steering we can achieve with that. All right, another tip for you guys. So once we weld this, there's no going back, and I'm probably going to take more off of that because this can pull out to where I marked it. But here's the tip. So we're looking down in there and we want a little bit of clearance, so we're going to bring this up, and it's kind of hard to tell without having light. You can see it there. See how it's down in there? Right there. See how it's like 1/4 inch down, maybe less, but that's where we want it so that we get as much articulation as possible. So how are we going to drill our hole perfectly? We're going to mark it with the set screw. So when we tighten this up on here, it should make a nasty little mark in there for us, so we know right where to drill it. Crank it, uncrank it, crank it, uncrank it a few times. All right, now we'll take it all the way out, because we got to drill our hole before we weld this on, because this is not going to be able to come apart once we weld it on, because it just all kind of goes together so perfectly. All right, and now we got our nasty little mark there, so we know where to drill. We know how much we can remove too. We're going to take a little bit more off of this, probably a 1/2 inch here. And last tip for you guys, well, this isn't the tip, but I already cleaned all the surfaces so they're ready to weld. But most Allen keys are tool steel, which is extremely hard. So what you could do is take the flat spots and you get it where you want it, and you can make your marks with it. That tool steel is way harder than this metal, but now we got our mark around it so we know how much we can take off, and we got our hole. So we'll go ahead and drill this and make sure it works before proceeding. And once everything is working and good to go, we'll finally weld it in and it'll be done. Got our pilot hole drilled, tiny hole, and we're gonna step it up. Alright guys, point of no return. Otherwise we're cutting that off and ordering a new shaft or TIG welding one back on and grinding it smooth. I only did 3/4 of it really. Let's see what that'll get us. Alright, so we did line everything up to make sure it would all be straight. Nice and straight. Alright. And up here we got the stop collar on, right where we want it. Gave like a 100 thou clearance so this can, if it needs to smack back further to lock in, it will. Yeah, I'm hitting the fender, but she's turning. Oh, hey. Yeah, she's a turning. Yeah, I gotta make brackets to pull them fenders, space them out a little bit. Yeah, that's plenty of turn there. Plenty of turn. Yeah, she's doing just fine. Alright. Let's finish welding around this unit and be good. Alright now, she ain't the prettiest girl on the block. She gonna hold tight, and that's what we need. So we got full range left, and pretty sure we're gonna have full range right. So that's a good deal there. That's gonna work. Cuts it pretty close right there. Should clear everything, hopefully. It'll clear the manifolds, but they're going forward anyway, so we should be good. We will find out. Alright, that's that. Alright guys, she's coming to life. Steering is done. Got our quick disconnect here. Don't mind all that ugliness. She in there like swimwear. And we got full turn both ways, so that's what I'm talking about, baby. Good deal. Alright guys,
This has been like a long format video where I kind of get into all the intricate details, and I didn't have instructions for this, and I didn't look up videos. I just kind of like basically looked at it, thought ahead, and figured it out. So it's a long video, but if you guys like these long format videos, please let me know because I'll keep doing them. If not, I don't mind doing the quick updates because they're super quick to edit, and I can just slap them together and I can get a lot of work done. But if you like today's video and you want to see that bad girl and watch us install the front coilovers, go on and click over here to watch that now. Alright guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.